The radiator is clicking again. It's 3:14 a.m. I poured this cup 2 hours ago. And now the surface has that thin, oily film. It's funny how fast things stop being warm. The chair across from me is holding your sweater, draped like a ghost I forgot to leave. I count the patterns in the wallpaper, counting the cracks that spread like veins. The street lamp outside keeps blinking, a rhythmic stutter against the silence of the room. And the coffee is cold, just like the floorboards underneath my feet. I'm waiting for a sound that isn't the city or the wind or the way my own heart beats. It's just us, or at least the echo of us cooling down in the dark. I could reheat it, I suppose, but the bitter taste is somehow more honest. It reminds me that waiting doesn't change the temperature of the room. 3:15, still just the radiator, still just the cold cup. I think I'll leave it there until morning. The 2 a.m. express doesn't stop here anymore. I'm counting the flickering bulbs in the ceiling tiles, watching my reflection dissolve into the passing darkness. There's a coffee cup sweating on the seat beside me, cold as a steel railing I'm leaning against. It's just metal, glass, and the hum of the tracks, tracing circles in a city that's forgotten my name. I'm not waiting for a station, just waiting for the rhythm to drown out the silence, to numb out the sting. Did the gardener ever water the ferns by the exit? They looked parched 3 years ago, just like me. Everything keeps moving, but I'm anchored to the floor, caught in the transit between who I was and the void. It's just metal, glass, and the hum of the tracks, tracing circles in a city that's forgotten my name. I'm not waiting for a station, just waiting for the rhythm to drown out the silence, to numb out the sting. The next stop is nowhere. The doors remain shut. I found it in the pocket of my winter coat today. A folded slip of paper from that cafe on 4th and Main. You ordered black, I took mine with oat milk and a dash of something sweet. It's funny how a $7 purchase feels like a monument to a ghost. It's just a coffee stain on a thermal receipt, a paper ghost of a day we didn't know was the last. The ink is fading, just like the way you said my name. A bit of brew cold on the counter, left behind in the rain. I set it by the sink, like it might still have your hand. The corners curled from the heat of me holding on too long. The date is nearly gone now, but I know the shape by heart. 2 cups, 1 booth, 1 quiet laugh, and a sugar packet split apart. It's just a coffee stain on a thermal receipt, a paper ghost of a day we didn't know was the last. The ink is fading, just like the way you said my name. A bit of brew cold on the counter, left behind the rain. The barista probably swept up our silence with the floorboards. I keep the slip to prove it wasn't a dream at all. If memory is a table, then this is just the scar. 1 small mark in the shape of what we were. It's just a coffee stain on a thermal receipt, a paper ghost of a day we didn't know was the last. The ink is fading, just like the way you said my name. A bit of brew cold on the counter, left behind in the rain. Cold coffee, gray sky, fading ink, just another memory I don't know how to drain. The barista wiped the counter twice, his eyes fixed on the street lights turning blue. I'm nursing a cup of lukewarm jasmine, watching the steam vanish into the rafters. It's not that I miss your voice, it's the quiet, the way the chair across from me holds the shape of an absence. Rain streaks the glass like tears on a film negative. The stranger at the corner booth left behind a paperback, dog-eared on page 42. I wonder if they finished the story, or if they just walked out into the downpour. Ooh, my watch ticks louder than the jazz playing overhead. Everything is temporary, including this ache. It's not that I miss your voice, it's the quiet, the way the chair across from me holds the shape of an absence. Rain streaks the glass like There's a fountain pen ink smears on the page where your name used to be. I started a letter about the rain, but stopped when the kettle whistled 3 times. The kitchen is still cold, even though the sun is trying to crawl through the blinds. It's just stationery, just paper and ink, but it holds the weight of everything we didn't drink. I'm folding the edges, smoothing the ghost of your hand, writing into the dust. Sadness is quiet, it lives in the objects we stop using. Your blue sweater is still draped over the reading chair, losing its scent by the day. I watch the steam rise from my mug, turning into shapes I can't quite name. A cycle of static, a loop of the same old floorboard creaks. I don't miss the noise, I miss the way the room breathed when you were reading beside me. Now it's just the hum of the fridge and the clock ticking out of time. It's just stationery, just paper and ink, but it holds the weight of everything we didn't drink. I'm folding the edges, smoothing the ghost of your hand, reading it into the dust. Sadness is quiet, it lives in the objects we stop using. Just ink on paper, fading out. Just ink. The barista keeps the lights on dim, tracing patterns on the window glass. A crumpled receipt sits next to my tea, evidence of a lunch I had alone. It's the quiet that gets you in the end, when the street lamps flicker to life and the city turns into a blur of gray. Just me, the steam, and the ghost of the day. I count the umbrellas passing by, each one a story I'll never know. The radio plays Now it feels like a long lost friend. The coffee's gone cold, the sugar is dust. Nothing left to say to the empty chairs. Just watching the shadows stretch across the floor. It's the quiet that gets you in the end, when the street lamps flicker to life and the city turns into a blur of gray. Just me, the steam, and the ghost of the day. Just a ghost of the day, fading away. The suitcase is still zipped tight by the door, heavy with clothes for a city I'll never see. I found a paper map tucked inside my coat. Pocket creases one thin where my thumb used to be. It's quiet here in the hallway. The radiator hisses like a secret kept too long. I'm mourning a departure that never happened, dancing alone to a half-finished song.
Maybe the train left without me, or maybe I was never really packed at all. Just looking at the departure board, watching the arrivals scroll, feeling the chill of an early autumn fall.
The coffee is cold, a ring on the wood. I thought I'd be miles away, but I'm exactly where I stood. It's quiet here in the hallway. The radiator hisses like a secret kept too long. I'm mourning a departure that never happened, dancing alone to a half-finished song.
Just me and the map, somewhere else. The sun is rising on a street I'll never walk down.
It's 12:15 and the transit is stalling. Nobody here but the hum of a street lamp falling. I'm drawing lines through the fog on the pane, watching the skyline dissolve in the rain. Just halos of yellow and blue. Left my coat on the seat, a few miles behind, but I don't even mind. The drizzle the quiet is loud. There's nobody left in the crowd, just me and the edge of the track. Found a crumpled receipt in the depths of my pocket, faded and worn now. Got it this morning when the sun was still shining, before all the heavy words dropped. It feels like a piece of a different world, a souvenir left by a stranger who didn't know how hollow tonight would be. The concrete starts shaking beneath my shoes, a heavy hum waking the dark. It's no kind of saving grace, just metal cutting through empty space, dragging the shadows back to their rooms. Single fare, nowhere to be. The glass pulls back, I fade right into the frequency. Step into the stack, step into the stack, right into the stack. Single stayed out to take pussy, 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 stayed out to take The blue light of the monitor is the only sun I know. Stacks of paper, cold espresso, watching the taxis crawl slow. You said move to the city, chase the lights until they blur. Now my reflection in the window is a ghost I don't prefer. It's 3 a.m. and the coffee's cold, just like the promises I sold. Silence is a heavy coat, I'm shivering in the studio. Yeah, the city breathes, but I just hold my breath. A siren wails 3 blocks away, a lonely lullaby for the tired. I'm staring at a screen of text, an inbox hole that's been retired. There's a wilted plant by the glass, fighting for a bit of gray. We traded dreams for deadlines and threw the rest away. Is it success if the room is this dead? Is it progress if I've lost my own will? The neon sign flickers, buzzing in the dark. It's 3 a.m. and the coffee's cold, just like the promises I sold. Silence is a heavy coat, I'm shivering in the studio. Yeah, the city breathes, but dust is dancing in the light that barely finds the shelf. I'm alphabetizing ghosts of books I never read myself. The coffee's gone cold, a ring of brown on a worn out page. I'm watching the window, trapped in a quiet paper-bound cage. It's the rain against the glass, a rhythm I didn't ask to hear. Just a steady hollow hum, whispering that you're nowhere near. And the silence is loud in a room built for 1,000 lives. Just me and the rain and the slow way a memory survives. I found a dried up flower inside a book of poetry, pressed in as a secret, a fossil of who I used to be. The ink is fading like the color of the afternoon sky. It's funny how a pressed petal is the only thing left that doesn't lie. Close the cover, turn the lamp to low. Watch the street lights flicker in the indigo. I'm not waiting, I'm just listening to the sound of the world slowly disappearing. It's the rain against the glass, a rhythm I didn't ask to hear. Oh, just a steady hollow hum, whispering that you're nowhere near. And the silence is loud in a room built for 1,000 lives. Just me and the rain in the slow way a memory survives. The 6:15 train is running late again. I'm tracing patterns in the condensation on the glass. There's a seat across from me where someone sat 3 stops ago. They left a crumpled receipt for 2 coffees, but I'm only holding one. It's the silence between the station announcements. It's the way the city looks blurry when you're not looking for anyone. Just a ghost in a wool coat, watching the platform lights dissolve into rain. I remember you said the subway is the only place we're truly honest, because no one is listening. Now the tracks are grinding, a metallic lullaby for people who aren't going home to anyone. I could reach out, but the air is too thick with the ghost of last Tuesday. I'll just keep my headphones on, listening to the static. Now gotta stop, the door slide open, and I remain exactly where I was alone. Now gotta stop, the door slide open, and I remain exactly where I was alone. Now gotta stop.
funny how the sound travels differently now. Without the rug, without the books. The walls are just mirrors for the silence, I think. I left my favorite mug in the cupboard. Or maybe I never owned it to begin with.
The moonlight cuts a sharp line across the floorboards. 3 boxes stacked by the radiator, taped shut. I'm counting the dust motes, dancing in the glare, calculating the weight of everything I'm not taking. Just shadows now, living where we used to laugh at. An empty frame on the wall, a ghost of a photograph. I'm locking the door, but the lock doesn't feel real. Just a hollow click for a hollow heart to feel. Did the neighbors ever hear the music, or were they just hearing the sound of me disappearing? It's 4 a.m. and the city is finally as quiet as I am. Leave the key under the mat. It's not my home anymore, just 4 walls and a memory of a Tuesday. Fade out with softened hum.